Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond. Today I'm going to run through the purchases and new products that have made it into my collection through January. So the first things I'm going to go through are the things I've actually bought with my own money. Sorry, I'm just checking on my camera there. I'm keeping an eye on my battery. So I'll go through the things I actually purchased in January with my budget, and then I have a couple of items that I got with my gift card from Mecca that I'd carried over from Christmas, so I finally spent that. It didn't last as long as I thought it originally would. And then I've got a couple of sort of minis and samples that have come into the collection as well. So cataloguing my collection is obviously focusing on the items that I started the year with, and then each month I'm going to give you an update on the new things that have come into the collection. So I've got my laptop in front of me as well, just to make sure I don't miss anything. So the first two I'll show you the SPF products I got, because the ones I had were either, I've decluttered two of the SPF products because they were both out of date. I had a third one that's still in date, but it leaves my face really oily, so I'm not going to go into all of that again. You can always go back and look at my empties video if you wanted to hear a little bit more about that, and I will link it. So this first one, it's invisible zinc, so I went with a sort of mineral SPF, and this one I got, rather than a straight out SPF, I actually got it as a daily moisturizer, so that way it'll make sure that I do use it. I only just had a visit with the skin specialist yesterday. We get our annual checks done, and he did pinpoint me on the fact that I've got so much sun damage on my chest. And if you may know from previous videos, I basically avoid the sun for a number of reasons, and unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that sun damage that's already there, but I am trying to make a conscious effort to make sure that it doesn't get worse on the odd times that I do get caught outside for any length of time, that I make sure I'm protected. So I've got this one. It's an SPF 50. It is a tinted moisturizer, and so far so good. It does take a while to sink in, but I'm finding it's not leaving me greasy, which is a really good thing, and my makeup's going over the top with no issues. I just need to give it a little bit of time for it to sink in. As far as flashback, I mean, it's hard to tell because of the lights already with my ring light, and that it's going to wash me out anyway, but I haven't noticed anything as far as photos are concerned. So that is the first product I bought. And I'll just let you know too, my budget, because there was actually 5 weeks in January, starting from the 1st, so I just went from the 1st to the 8th and thereafter. So I ended up with a budget of $100 for January. So that one there cost me $14.39. So just remember, these are all Australian dollar prices. The other SPF that I got was, because I had to throw all my lip balms out, they were all like years and years old. I ended up getting this Mugu one. It is a natural ingredients in this one, but it is only an SPF 15. I did mention, I think it was in my cataloguing video, that I did actually find a lip product with SPF. It was an SPF 30, but it was a Lana Lips, which I had it in with all my lip glosses, and I do react to a lot of lip products, so I actually have avoided Lana Lips because it's the full one. Sure where I put it. The normal Lana Lips one I react to really badly, but this one is a tinted lip balm, so I'm going to see how I go with it. It could be possibly different. I don't know for sure that it's lanolin that I'm reacting to, but I need to make sure that I have something that I put on my lips, and with that one being a little bit of a risk. I'm happy to have this one in my collection, but unfortunately, like that is part of the problem with and one of the reasons why I really need to catalogue is because my collection's too large for me to actually know what's in it, and I'm trying to reacquaint myself with everything that I've got, and I do have things sort of spread out, so I'm trying to make sure I go through everything by category and group them all together, and make sure that I am well aware of what I've got, so that I don't purchase things that I've already got, because I am meant to be on a replacements only no buy. So technically I should not have bought this because I've got the other one in my collection. So, and I may yet declutter that other one, but anyway, what's done is done, and I've now got this one. So the other things that I have bought, I ran out a couple of things with skincare. I actually used up my last toner, and based on Hannah Louise Poston raved about the galactomyces one. I don't know, is it COSRX, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but COSRX. So I got the alcohol-free toner from that brand, and when I placed the order, I got myself another essence because I had no essence left, so I got the Galactomyces 95 tone balancing essence as well. And then the other thing that I had none of was an overnight mask. So, and I'm finding if I put anything on that's a really heavy moisturizer, it just leaves me way too greasy. So this one is a really lightweight gel, and my skin has felt so hydrated and not oily since I've been using these products. I'm really happy with them. So all up, let me just double check. So that cost me $72.90, so you can see that added up quite quickly, but I'll get a fair bit of use out of those. It will last me a while. The other thing that I had to, from if you saw my empties video, was that I got the Garnier micellar water with the oil infused one. Now I did declutter a plain micellar water that didn't have the oil in there. I found it was just very ineffective at removing my eye makeup. I think I got a little bit sort of muddled with that one because I actually didn't buy that the plain micellar water since my no-buy started. I had it there ready to go because I knew that the other oil-based one was getting quite low, but it did last me longer than I expected. So anyway, so as it is, I decluttered the other one. I ended up buying this one. I'm really happy with it, and I think that I will probably be sticking with this one from now on. Then the last thing I purchased, and that was the lip balm, was $5.50. The cleansing water was $7.49. I think that was a half price purchase. I can't remember now, but anyway, it is quite cheap, so I'm pretty sure that it was either a 40 or 50% discount. And the last thing I got, because I have so many false eyelashes and I never wear them, and I really want to try and make the effort to start wearing them, I got myself a pair of like a lash kit, and I didn't have any of the applicators, and honestly it was like the whole kit was $11.99. So and with that you've got the scissors to trim the lashes. It came with the lashes. I mean, I didn't need the lashes, and it came with a little bonus glue, which I don't need either, but it worked out cheaper in the end just to buy this cheap little kit. So hopefully I can work out how to use those lash applicators, and so all up, in full disclosure, out of $100 I actually went over my budget by $12.27. And the reason I did that is at the time when I bought the skincare, I put it on Afterpay, so technically the money hasn't come out of my account. Not all of it hasn't come out of my account yet. So if I hadn't like put it all into the one, I'm well and truly within my budget as far as what's left my account, but I figured I've got all the products now, so I'm just going to put it all in, and it is what it is. I think moving forward I won't use Afterpay again. I'll make sure that I pay for everything via PayPal or cash or whatever, so that I'm not sort of splitting it out like afterpay payments. That way it's much easier to keep track of the budget. And originally I did put it in as the 4 separate afterpay, and I think it was 1 in January, then 2 in Feb, and then there would have been another 1 in March, but I just decided to put it all in, hence it pushed me over by $12.27. So so that's it as far as the things that I actually purchased with my own money through my budget. So to start February off, I would have had $80 because there's 4 weeks in there. Just obviously I've got $20 a week is my replacements budget. I have already purchased something in February, so but basically with the fact that I went over on my January one, I started February with $67.73, so not a lot, but I sort of made the one purchase. At the moment I've still got $44 left, so but I'll cover all that up out next month. So as far as my Mecca gift voucher, I ended up getting, ta-da! See if you can see that one. No, too close. Amrezy and ABH. So yeah, I thought and I ended up just deciding to go ahead and do it. That it was silly to be holding on when I actually really wanted something. So it is so pretty. But when I actually use that, like, I might review it a little bit more in a separate video. But so yeah, I got that. So thank you to Kaylee, Kyle and Connor for that. And then the other things I got in order to use up the whole $100 was this. It's a like a foot balm or foot cream by Soap and Glory. So it was actually turned out to be a lot bigger tube than I expected it to be. And Shiseido, I think that's how you pronounce it, the facial cottons. I've been wanting these for ages, and they are quite expensive compared to the cotton rounds that I can buy just from the supermarket. But you know, that's the whole point of a gift voucher, is, you know, I don't have to use it on replacement items, or I can if I choose. It's up to me. So these technically I already have. Sorry, hair in my eye. I've already got these in my budget, but because it was in my collection, but because it was a gift voucher, I could spend it on whatever I liked. So and I guess the same could be said really about the palette, because I have a few. But yeah, so that's it. The voucher is now gone. And then on the last category, these are things that I've gotten in a Mecca beauty loop box. And it was, I went into Mecca with my daughter. We went in to pick our beauty loop boxes up. And it also, so I picked mine up in store, but then when I placed the order for, with my gift voucher, I ordered that online. Didn't spend that in store because you can't get the Amrezy palette in Mecca in store. It's online only. So I placed that, and I got sent another beauty loop box. So that was a real bonus for me. It did come with I think it was a Stila mascara, which if you've seen my first cataloguing video, you know I don't need any more mascaras. So I gave that to my daughter. She goes through them much faster than I do. So I ended up with a couple of duplicates, but I can't remember which one's which. But so I got these little minis of the Sand and Sky clay mask. So I've always wanted to try this, and I do have another brand of a pink clay mask. This is quite expensive, so I'm really happy, and they'll probably last me a while. So it's good to be able to try that rather than forking out all my money and then realizing I may not like it. But I think I will, based on the other one. It's really good when if I find that I am starting to get a little bit oily and my skin's looking a little bit dull. Otherwise I don't use clay masks very often. I don't mask in general very often. So the other one I've got here is a volumizing shampoo, no conditioner to match, but I thought I was just going to use this up. I used it this morning. My hair is a little bit wild today, but I have got a volumizing, like a texture spray in there as well, but it's a little bit frizzy, so I might chuck some oil in it for tomorrow. But yes, I'll probably get 2 uses out of that little sachet, so we'll see. Unfortunately, yeah, it's hard to tell how good they're going to be because you get such a small amount, but it seems okay. I'll see. I only wash my hair every 4 days, so I'll see how well it lasts before my scalp starts getting really oily. And then I've got a face oil that we got to go to brand, not sure, and he's made, I don't know if anyone's noticed that my little flamingo light is turned off, so I'm not having that issue with the focusing like I was before. But yeah, it just seems like there's still a lot of glare. It's really hard for me to tell what you guys are going to be able to see until I watch the video back later. But yeah, just a little face oil sachet. And we got a NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base. Again, this isn't don't think I covered these in my last cataloguing video, but anyway, so I've got this one from NARS, so I'm just going to add that into the collection as well. I've got a couple of eye creams here which I'm actually really excited to try. Dr. Dennis Gross, it's a ferulic and retinol eye serum. So I don't have any eye serums left, except I've got my retinol one there that I'd sort of cut back at using because I found like my lines were getting really quite deep. I don't know whether it was really taking the moisture out of my, see if you can see that one there. So just a little bottle, but most of the eye products last a fair while. So and it happens that I hadn't at this stage gotten my Beauty Loop box, and the girl, when I spoke to her about the problems I was having with my eyes, she gave me a little sample pot of the exact same product. So I got 2 of those, and this one I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Or maybe I will. No, I won't. You can hopefully see that brand is quite a luxury product. This is it's called a stress repair concentrate, but it's an eye cream and very expensive. Its little 3ml tube is worth $60 based on the price per gram of the full size product, and I got one in each box. So I have 2 of those. And what else do we have? Not that. Why have I got that here? I got no clue why that's there. I grabbed something, the wrong thing, from my vanity. So now I have another Drunk Elephant. It's a little sample bottle of or tube I should say. It's basically, it's a nice night mask, or yeah, like an overnight mask, the F-Balm Electrolyte Water Facial. So I'll probably put that away with the rest of my, sorry, I keep looking at the viewfinder, so, or whatever you want to call it, you guys get what I mean. So yeah, I put this with the rest of my Drunk Elephant products, and I'll get through the one that I bought first. So that's those. Now the other samples, I got 2 because I've had so many issues with my lips. I've got the Tatcha Kisu lip mask. It's an exfoliating one, so the girl that helped me in Mecca said to go easy with that one, that it's quite strong, but I didn't find I got any issues with it so far. And oh, the other one was the Drunk Elephant, so this is in my empties already. I used that up, the Drunk Elephant lippy balm. So I guess I'll talk about that more when I do my empties video, so I'll put that aside so I don't forget to drop that back in my empties holder, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we've got those. So one more eye product, another Dr. Dennis Gross one. It's the, let me have a look in my thing. It's like a hyaluronic eye gel. I guess that'll do. So far, really enjoying this one. It's helped me a lot in regards to getting some hydration back in under my eyes. I really think that when it gets time to having to buy an eye cream, I will probably go with this for daytime and stick to a retinol one for night. And the other product that I'm really loving, which I haven't got a lot in here, it might be two, I don't know if you'll be able to tell with that what's actually how much is in there, but it's the Smashbox it's like a hydrating under eye primer, and absolutely loving that one. So when I think I showed you guys in my, no, it must have been my empties one. It was the Purr product, which is supposed to be an under eye primer as well, but I used all the other. I haven't used this one yet because I've been dipping into that sample I picked up. But yeah, so that's how much I've got, and it's going to last me a fair while to use that up. So obviously I've got to go through that one before I have to worry about whether or not I do actually purchase the Smashbox one. But I'd say eventually that's what I'm tending towards. Of course now I can't get it back in properly, but anyway, I'll sort that one out another time. So yeah, so that's everything that I've brought into my collection for January. It is a fair bit, but because most of the majority of it was like little samples and things, so hopefully they won't take me too long to get through. So yeah, we'll see. I dare say that January is going to be a lot bigger than February, crossing fingers, and hopefully I actually do manage to save some of my February budget to roll over to March. Very disappointing that I did go over, and part of the reason that happened as well is because I hadn't gotten my budget spreadsheet set up yet. So basically once I started entering everything in, and then I made the decision to roll the Afterpay over all into January as the one purchase. Yeah, so I guess going over $12 isn't too bad, but lesson learned, and that's all part of budgeting, I guess. So yeah, so thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.